Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to drop your subframe, rear subframe in the S13 or 180 or S14 and S15 is pretty damn similar. Might be a few little changes but not many. Anyway, what you're going to do first is jack up your car relatively high, probably so your wheels are about 200 mil off the ground, just so you can get it off the actual subframe studs. Might need to jack it up a little bit more, but we'll see how we go. If anything, I can take off the tyres, but I'd rather keep them on, just so when you drop it off it's not going to land on your head. You can actually just roll it out. So I'll have a look at the stud length and I might jack it up a little bit more, just see how we go. Anyway, there's not much to it really. Basically, all you need to do is take the exhaust off, because otherwise when you drop the subframe it's going to be in the way. So we're going to drop the exhaust off from the cat and just take the whole rear section off. Then we're going to remove the dry shaft, just the rear section, and just drop it down. You don't need to take the entire thing off. Remove the handbrake and brake cables, so the handbrake brake lines. Handbrake cables, you can just detension, just take the handbrake off. You'll be able to pop the cable out, just remove the bracket. Sorry guys, pretty dodgy filming as always. You'll be able to take that nut off there, and then that'll release tension off the handbrake cable, and you can just pop it out of the actual handbrake extender, handbrake arm. Pop it out the handbrake, and there's another bracket on top of the subframe. There's a 10mm bolt holding the handbrake on. Can't really show you guys, but there's a 10mm just up here. Just release that. You'll see when you're doing it. Release the 10mm there, and the whole entire handbrake cable will now be free from the subframe. With the brake line, you can do it with the wheel on, or you can just take them off, but I can't really be bothered. So take the brake line off, and just put a clamp on the brake line so you don't lose too much brake fluid. And then take the suspension lower off, pop that out of the way, and then the subframe is literally 4 bolts, or 4 nuts. So there's one there, one obviously on the opposite side, and then one down there. And the entire thing will just drop out. So I should be able to have this whole entire subframe out in about 20 minutes, I'm hoping for. Maybe half an hour, but not much longer, and I'm just by myself. Might need a hand when I actually drop it out, but other than that, shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yeah, sick. And then what I'm going to do is melt out the old ones. It's a rubber bushing. Oh man, the lighting's pretty bad. There's a rubber bushing here. What we're going to do is just light it up on fire, melt the rubber out, cut the actual cone out, and then press in metal subframe bushes. So there's no flex or anything, and it's better for drifting and track racing. And maybe for street. It's pretty harsh for the street, but I guess you could do it if you want to be border. Cool. I'll show you the end result. Okay, so it's about half an hour later. What I actually did is I removed the wheels. I think it's just going to be easier to get out without the wheels there. And also I just didn't want to get brake fluid on the rims, and it just makes it easier, more room. So I've dropped the suspension, removed the brake lines and the handbrake lines, and you can see the handbrake lines are on the floor there. Just looped them all out. Unbolted the drive shaft, but the drive shaft's still sort of stuck on. Taken the exhaust off, and I've also removed all the subframe bolts. So nothing is holding on now other than just the jack itself. So what I'm going to do is slowly release the jack by also guiding it by my hands, and then just slide it out. Hopefully we'll see how we go. Show you the end result in a sec. Okie dokie, so I dropped the subframe out, just had the jack in the middle, dropped it down by myself and just wiggled it out. It wasn't too hard. So now you can see it's all free under there. Might just give it a bit of a degrease and clean. Yeah, the drive shaft sort of sits on a little bit of a taper, so you just got to smack it a bit with a hammer and pry it off with a screwdriver, and then it comes straight out. Just got some ties under there so it doesn't fall. And bought the subframe over here. I just chiseled out majority of the rubber, just so we're not going to, burn too much of it out. See, this one's quite clean. And then yeah, what we're going to do is just get like a map gas and burn the rest of the rubber out, and that'll show us the steel cone. You can probably see a bit better on this one. There's like a steel shell, and just going to cut that with a hacksaw or some sort, and then pull that cone out, and then knock in the new ones. Now the new ones I sat in the freezer for about a couple of days. Then what I'm going to do is sit this out in the sun for a couple of hours, and then also heat up the bore with the map gas, get it nice and hot, and hopefully they just slip in. And might need a bit of hammer work, but they should go in relatively easy. I was going to use dry ice, but the store was closed, and it wouldn't make a difference anyway because I'm doing this tomorrow. So yeah, ideally you want to use dry ice, liquid nitrogen, and they'll slip straight in, but freezer should work pretty good. So yeah, I'll show you the end result with all the solids in and in the car.